Hey y'all, so we finna do we finna do okay, so today we finna do a story time about how I got my wake up call or whatever. What's a wake up call? Something in my nose. Hold on. Basically, a wake up call is like, I mean, a wake up call can be anything, but this wake up call is that there are racist people in the world. I knew that, but I didn't experience it firsthand till like later on this week. So I'm gonna give you a little backstory, and why it affected me so badly. So I am a theater kid. I am in theater, and I live in Louisiana. I live in a what's it called? A Republican state, and it's a what's the word? It's a Confederate state. It's one of the Confederate states. So it's a lot of black people here. So, but that's not the point. Anyway, I'm in theater, but a lot of African American people aren't like interested in theater. So I'm around a lot of Caucasians. I'm around a lot of white people. So I've been around white people all my life. But I've gone to the predominantly black schools and all of that. So I'm cultured, but outside of school, I don't know. It's just a nice mixture, I guess. So I get into this theater and I become friends with this person. We're gonna call this person Cheerio, because I don't know. T-Tom. We're gonna call this person Cheerio or whatever. So I met Cheerio in one of the shows. I'm not gonna explain like everything because for privacy reasons, but I met Cheerio and then we became cool or whatever, and we're in this big group chat with friends. So I fast forward like a year, so like maybe like 2 shows I've worked with this person, So theater is like a safe space for me, because this was middle school, so I would have a lot of bad days in middle school. So it was just like, oh, these people are nice. They don't, because I would get like made fun of because I talked proper and like my jokes weren't funny, or like I would quote lines and everybody would be like, that's not funny. But then when I went to theater, everybody appreciated that stuff. So it was just kind of like, well, I guess these are my friends. So it was kind of like a safe place for me. It was a safe space for me or whatever. So we're in this group chat and it's February. So it's Black History Month. So, I'm just like enjoying being black, I've been around white people all year, So I'm like going out, wearing my hair out, I'm not slicking it, like little simple stuff. So he sends this meme, and it was like a picture of black beans and like different types of food. And it was like black ways to eat beans. So I'm sitting there and everybody laughing at the meme and the whatever. And so I'm sitting there Confucian. Like, I am Confucian. Because first of all, that don't make sense. And so I was like, what's so funny? And it was like, read the title. And so I'm rereading the title, and I'm like, black ways to eat beans. Because it's black beans. So I took it out of context. So I was like, is this a black people joke? So, I mean, I don't know. I still don't know the context of the meme. The meme was stupid, but it was just like stupid. And I was just like, black people don't eat black beans like that. We eat pinto beans and black eyed peas and lima beans. Like, what are you talking? Well, what are you talking about? So I leave the group chat and I tell my friend about it. I know she's not racist because she has black cousins. So I'm telling her, like, because he had a play coming up around this time and we were all going to go see it. It was outside of our little company. It was at another company. But so we was going to go support or whatever. And it was the week leading up to that weekend. And it was like late in the week. So it was like maybe like a Wednesday. And so I left the group chat because, like, that's not funny. That's not funny. And I was like, if they ask, just say that I'm at a Black History program and something stupid, but something, it wasn't an excuse. It was more like to remind them that it's Black History Month and you send in black people memes. Like, so she sent me the screenshot and they were like, oh crap, she's mad and oh my gosh, we forgot, and so he apologized or whatever, and I was like, don't do it again because that's not okay. Because I'm not the only, okay, at this time, it's only 2 black people, and he's really close. It's a black boy that goes there, and he's really close with this black boy. And I'm like, don't do that again because, like, you're friends with me and this black boy. We're going to call him Frosted Flakes. You're friends with Frosted Cheerios is friends with Frosted Flakes, okay? And so I was just like, don't do that no more, Cheerios, because that's not okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, okay. So then he apologized or whatever, but I was still salty. And I was like, I'm probably not going to see the show. So if you see the show, just see the show. But I'm probably not going to see the show. But then I realized all of my friends, like my friends were like the entire cast. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see the show, but just not for him, because I wanted to support the only other black person that was in the show at the time, that was in the theater company at the time. So I went to go see the show and we took pictures or whatever, and I pretended like nothing happened because it was all them people there and we were just like hanging out or whatever. And he was just like, hey, and I was like, hey, Cheerios. And then he was just like, oh, I'm sorry for like the racial slur or whatever he said. He was talking really fast and he was like nervous. And I was just like ask somebody out nervous. And I was just like, first I was mad because I was like, why you said it in front of all these people? Because not everybody knew. Like, now everybody know. So, what you did that for? So I was like, oh, it's fine. And I like walked away because like, what you did that for? So then, okay, because the way our theater company set up is like we have sessions and you have to join the classes to be in the show or whatever. So it's the next session. It's spring session because it's the next session. And for the first day of the new session, your parents have to be in a parent meeting so they can talk about like the new changes or like auditions and stuff like that. So my mama walked in with me. And it's this unspoken rule that like, don't talk to me while my mama here, because then I gotta explain who you are. I gotta do all of this and all of that. And then the thing is, my mama not gonna remember you anyway, so don't talk to me while my mama there. It's just an unspoken rule that every like kid has. Like, don't talk to me while my mama here. You talk to me tomorrow. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but like, it's an unspoken rule. So he's like, hey, so surprisingly, he's helping. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, dear Lord, please don't let him say nothing. Please don't let him say nothing. Because I had like a rough day at school and I really didn't feel like it. So he was like, hey, Lizzie. And I was like, hey. And then, because, like, everybody, all my friends were at the door. So I was like, hey, y'all. And then he's just like, hey. And I'm like, hey, Cheerios. You know, still kind of salty. But, like, I'm getting over it. Like, I forgave. Like, at that point, I had forgave. But it's just kind of like, it's still awkward. Like, we not finna be the same no more. We not finna be the same. And stuff like that. So he kept doing it. Mind you, I'm cool with his siblings as well. He has younger siblings and I'm cool with them. And so I'm messing with his little brother or whatever. His little brother's like 10. And that's like my child. So I'm sitting there messing with his little brother. You know, we're joking. Joking with my friends and stuff like that. So he was like, bye. And I'm like, bye, Cheerios. Like, why are you being weird? Like, I don't get it. Why are you being weird? So then flash forward, we get closer. Like, I don't know. I just kind of became like his therapist and stuff like that. And then I do 2 theater companies and he joined the other theater company that I'm in. And we ended up being co-stars, if that makes sense. So, like, our characters were always together. So, I mean, it just made sense for us to, like, get close because, yeah. So, recently, this is where it gets a whole lot. So, recently, he posted YOLO on Snapchat. Wait, no. Before we get into that, I posted something about George Floyd because I'm black and it don't make no sense. So I just said what I had to say. Because it was like the 2 picture. It was like Colin Kaepernick and then it was like George Floyd on the ground. And so I said my little spiel or whatever. And I was just basically like, this is ridiculous. That don't make no sense. So he texted me and he was like, oh, I stand with the black community and whoop-de-whoop. And my parents hate me for it because my parents are racist and all of that. My grandparents are racist. And I'm just trying to change. I don't want to be like my family and all this. And that I stand with y'all. And I love y'all. And I don't see color. I see like personality or whatever. And I was just like, wait, your parents don't like black people, but Frosted Flakes was at your house, Cheerios? Like, make that make sense, Cheerios. Frosted Flakes is the black friend, by the way. I was like, and they were like, no, my parents love Frosted Flakes, but they think all blacks are the same. That was the red flag, because why you said blacks? Why you didn't say African Americans or black people? Why you said blacks? That don't make sense. So, you know, I'm not thinking of it because I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I knew his parents were racist and I'm like, that's all he's around. So he doesn't know better. So I'm going to teach him, you don't do that. Like, no, that's how you get canceled. It's in the company, the second company that we both were at was predominantly black. So it was nice. It was nice to, like, you know. So I had to teach him, you know, you don't say that, you don't do that. Sitting there teaching him the ropes, you know, we chilling or whatever. So he's like, I stand with you guys and I love you guys and all of that. My closest friends are black, whoop de whoop. I'm from Baton Rouge, you know, whole 9 yards. So this is the part that baffles me. So he posted YOLO, like the anonymous little message thing, and somebody slid up and was like, we love people obnoxiously posting Black Lives Matter and all of that. And he was just like, LOL, and like, basically, I don't have anything to say. You You don't have anything to say. What you mean you don't have nothing to say? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, and so I'm just like, you stand with us and you saying all of this, but when, oh, he said something like, I'm not gonna say nothing because it's gonna start something. I mean, either way it went, it was gonna start something, but it was like you telling us that you stand with us and you love us and you want to help us and all of that, but you not finna tell this one person versus like the whole like company about us. And the kicker is that, oh, it's previous post, it was like, oh, we miss you, we can't wait to do the show. And I'm like, those people you say you missed us, we're black. And like the fact that you say, oh, I have nothing to say about like Black Lives Matter, basically, it's just kind of like, are you serious? You have nothing to say? So I slid up on the YOLO and I was like, if you think it's so quote unquote obnoxious, then how about you unadd that person? And then I put the little dash and I said, Cheerios black friend. Because like, why would you? And so at this point I'm shaking, I'm upset, because like, what you mean you don't have nothing to say? You've been telling me privately that you stand with us and you love black people, and then you get on your story and it's like, oh, I have nothing to say. You don't have nothing to say. So now I'm upset. Because like, why would you do that? So then I post on my story, I said, I lost respect for a lot of people. And then I said, if you think it's you, it probably is. So everybody automatically knew, oh, it's Cheerios. It's Cheerios. It's Cheerios, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it's Cheerios. And I'm just like, dang, like I should have knew the first time. Like, so I'm upset because it's like my whole life, my parents be like, watch out. Are they racist? And I'm like, no, they're not racist, you know? They love me. That obviously has nothing to do with anything. Because, like, my dad tells me about, like, undercover racist people and all of that. So, yeah, I've been hearing it and I just be like, oh, no, my friends aren't racist. My friends love Black lives. My friends believe in Black Lives Matter. They tell me that all of a sudden, like, that's what you think. And so, like, my whole life, I've been debating with my parents about my friends not being racist. And that, you know, my friends will never call me the N-word and stuff like that. And then this happens, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't even know, because I already have trust issues. So I'm already like, I don't know who to trust anymore. And then my friend who I know for a fact isn't racist. I know she's not racist at all. We're going to call her Sunflower. So Sunflower, I guess because she's a blonde, so we're going to call her Sunflower. And so Sunflower, she posts like TikToks of Black Lives Matter and like the LGBTQ plus community and stuff like that all the time. So he's texting her and he's like, hey, I'm going to unadd you, but I don't want it to be any hard feelings because it's like you're pushing Black Lives Matter and all that. And she's telling me this. So now I'm sitting there and I'm like, I thought you liked Black Lives Matter. He's like, I'm a proponent of Black Lives Matter, but I feel like stuff should be led with love, and rioting and stuff ain't it. And I'm just like, hola. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, the entire like foundations of American history has been riots. Like the Boston Tea Party, a riot. Ain't nobody sitting there peacefully protesting, making papers because making papers and stuff. That's not how America got started. People was fighting and killing each other, and then all of a sudden, oh, America, the land of the free, and all of that. And then he was like, it should be led with love. And I was like, We did try to lead with love. We led peaceful protests. MLK, Martin Luther King, said to lead with love. And what did y'all do? Y'all shot him. Not only did y'all shoot Martin Luther King, but y'all shot John F. Kennedy, the one who's going to sign the civil rights movement. Civil rights, not even like equal rights, but civil rights. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, are you telling us to lead with love after all we've done is peacefully protest? And now this year we riot a Target. We just so happen to riot a Target, and like it's a big problem. Or like, let's not forget that every peaceful protest ends up in a riot because somebody always wants to start something. It's always an undercover cop or something like that. Every time we peacefully protest is rubber bullets, is tear gas, is somebody getting maced, is somebody getting shot, is somebody getting arrested. For what? We done led with love and we done burnt down the Target, and now everybody done lost their mind like we burning down cities or something. A Target can be rebuilt. All them lives that's been taken can't be replaced. And that's just the lives that got caught on camera. What about them undercover secret lives that don't nobody know about? How about that? I had to regroup. So then he's telling her that she doesn't have a platform and that her posting TikToks isn't like helping anything and you're just pushing it. And I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? We need to lead with love and all of this. The whole the Constitution would have never been ratified if they didn't argue for little things like freedom of speech and all of this. So what's the problem of her voicing what she wants on her social media page? I don't see the problem with that. And so he was like, I just wanted to give you clarity just in case I don't edit you and all that. I'm like, why would you want to add her and y'all are both proponents of Black Lives Matter? So he was just like contradicting himself. So then I post on my story, I said the Boston Tea Party was a riot. I said the Target burning was a riot. The difference is one of them got what they wanted and the other one got called thugs by the President of the United States. I don't see the problem with either. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, we're sitting protesting for civil rights that's written down in the law. It's like, it's a signed bill, but yet it's not enforced by the government. And he slid up and he said, amen. And so now I'm sitting there and I'm like, which one is it? Like, do you support or not? Because you can't do both. You can't secretly support and then like not defend it. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's like saying, I eat healthy, but you eating snacks at night. Like, you eating cake and stuff at night. That don't make no sense. Like, make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. So that was my wake-up call story. Maybe, I don't know why. Maybe I just needed to, like, I don't know what was the point of this video. Maybe it should help somebody out. I really don't know. But yeah, that's the end of the story. As of right now, the terms I am with that person, we just need to have a talk. I don't want to talk, but something's gonna have to happen because I'm in, like, yeah, we have mutual friends, and for it to be, I don't want it to be like problematic or like nobody want to be around me or him. So we just gonna have to talk and work it out, but it's not gonna be the same for sure. I'm not gonna come in with open arms and all of that. So that was my little story time. So I hope y'all enjoy.